No, just back up a little bit. Just make the circle a little bit bigger. That would be great. Just scoot back and just make the circle. Make sure it's a big circle.
Hey, we made it on time.
I just want to make sure this is a real circle and everybody can see. We're not going to get real close. So just come into the circle if you don't mind. Just make sure Mason, you would make the run. I just don't want anybody left sitting back. See.
Who won the basketball?
I did.
You guys are. Me. Did you say that?
We did. I blocked 80%.
There we go.
Imagine this. It's the assignment you've been waiting a lifetime for. The crowd goes hushed. It's Carter, an American Idol, his chance to be before millions as a comedian. Will they call his name? It's Ella Reese, ready for that big audition on Broadway. Will she make the starring role? It's Gage, the announcement of the starting lineup, the Final Four, your chance to be the point guard on the college championship team. Will the coach put you on that roster of 5? The question is, will your name be called as a champion? So, will you be up to the task? The preparation starts here at Acting Academy. It starts this morning. So, this week you'll be making promises to each other about what this learning community is going to be like. You'll be setting the standards as high as possible and beginning to work on the rules and the rewards and the consequences that motivate you to build the best learning community in the world. It's going to be very important. It'll be finished by Friday. You'll vote on it. You'll ceremonially come in and sign that document just like the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence. You'll bring some item from home that's an important part of your journey and leave it here. For those of you that had them last year, we have them and you can pick them up and either take this one home and have another one, bring another one. But this is an item that's important to you for your journey. If you were going on a spaceship to Mars for 3 years, what would you take with you that's an important symbol of what you don't want to forget? But it's going to be an important symbolic time for you guys to set high standards and make promises to each other. Next week, we elect the first council. The question is, who will be on that council? Who will be the starting champions? So today you get a chance to start auditioning for that role as council by signing up to be a champion in one of several ways for either cleanup or for building a learning community. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, question first for you though, show of hands, how many people were really either sad or mad you didn't get TIF trees to celebrate Carter's? Yeah. How many people thought I was really cruel? There you go. Carter got some good cookies. So, who made the decision that you guys didn't get cookies?
Me. We did.
Why? Why do you say that, Liz?
Well, because we weren't going. I don't think we were cleaning up as fast and as efficient as we could have gone, and I think that resulted in no reward.
Charlie.
I think I fully disagree with Deuce. You made the decision for us not to get cookies because if it was our choice, we would all have had lots of cookies yesterday.
So, Sarah.
Well, I kind of agree with both of them. I think you made the decision, but it was because we weren't cleaning up, so it was kind of both.
Yeah.
But let's stay on this for a minute. Camilla.
Well, the room, I don't think it was pristine, and you know, we said if it wasn't pristine, then we don't get cookies. So I guess we kind of got what we deserved.
Well, I guess you made the decision, but it was our fault.
Pace.
I agree with Cody. You made the decision, but it was our fault that we did it. But I'm still.
So here's the question: did I make a decision? did I make a decision that you didn't get cookies? I mean, these words are important, and I think like the words mean something. So did I make a decision? Creighton?
Well, it wasn't really a decision. It wasn't like you just said no, you can't have them. It was because we didn't clean up, so it wasn't your decision. It was more our fault.
So what did I do? If I didn't make a decision, what did I do, Kenzie?
I think that, well, you didn't really do anything but enforce what you said at the beginning and kind of stick with your word.
So be careful what I promised and fall through, Jack.
You almost like set a standard, and we had to reach that standard / requirement, but we didn't get there. So.
Now, it's interesting. I mean, I kind of picked the word pristine because you guys last year defined pristine, so I didn't really even define pristine. I mean, you kind of defined it among yourselves. So this brings into play something really important for those of you that hadn't been an active before, and that's the role of a guide. Because I know I'm driving Gage crazy because he wanted cookies, and if he could just talk me into getting cookies, just to saying yes, he could get them. Or he just wants an answer to a question. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants someone that they can kind of be accountable to that'll tell them they're okay. So our job as guides, though, isn't to be parents, and it isn't to be teachers. And it's pretty simple. It's actually up here. I only think we have 4 jobs as guides. And I think champions have the same roles, by the way, in all Eagles. But here are the 4 jobs. Applaud great effort. Hey, way to work hard. Not even way to get it pristine, just way to work hard. Hold you accountable for your promises. You guys set the standards. All we say is, hey, Mia, are you serious about the standards? Or do you want to lower the standards for everybody, or you want to meet them? Because we can do either one. In fact, once you guys set the standards this week, if we come back next session and you want to lower them, and you want to have a lower and lower and lower learning community, that's your job. You can do it. You're going to be able to set your own standards as a group. So, applaud great effort. Hold you accountable to your promises, and design compelling challenges. That means magnificent examples. The best short stories in the world. Can you write one like this? And set up the games and rules and invite you to play. We invited the cleanup game. The cleanup game is a rule of play for cleanup. And really, all these games are really designed to see, do you want to be a champion to make this plaque at the end? Do you want to be here, or would you rather be somewhere else? Because at the end of the day, if you guys don't play hard, work hard, and play hard, and achieve great things, your parents are going to take you somewhere else. Nothing we can do about it. No matter how much we love you, if you can't meet those standards, you can't be here. Because this is a really special place. But our job is not to decide whether you get to be here or not. Our job is to set up challenges with great examples and games and rules and invite you to play. 4th rule is the most important, though. The 4th task, 4th job, get you guys doing 1, 2, and 3. Our job is to work ourselves out of the job. We want you to become the guides, and becoming the champion is the first step to doing that. So, 3 jobs for guides, and the 4th one is most important. So you guys, so today we're going to start working on that. All right. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's how we're setting up a game, because you guys are still setting up the rules in the council. You'll be setting up your own game, but we're going to have something called champions. And I want to explain a champion is someone who's going to help others. But the biggest question is, one of my favorite mentors taught me, a guy named Tim Clark. He said real leaders and champions can be tough-minded without being hard-hearted. What does it mean to be tough-minded without being hard-hearted? So instead of discussing it, I want to see if we can recognize when we see it. So I want 2 volunteers, somebody to agree to be a champion, and someone to agree to be the person that's somehow stepped across the line of consequences. So you're going to ask somebody for an Eagle book. So volunteer to be a champion, someone that's going to hold people accountable. Nikita, all right, come on up. Who do you want? I want you to pick somebody who's both a good friend already and who can annoy you at times. Is there anybody in this group who's a good friend? No one in your head. None of you annoy each other ever, right? So Nikita, anybody in here can pick somebody who's both a good friend and they really care about him who can annoy him. Who would you pick? Let's roll.
Do we need to get Akshay up here?
Who? Lillian. Come on, Lillian. Okay.
At least that means you're a great friend.
So here's no.
Half and half.
Everybody, great friend friends do annoy each other. That's okay. So what I want you to role play is Lillian's done a bunch of things that have really annoyed you lately. You're kind of mad at her, even though she's your friend, you love her. She's really, and you're in an annoyed mood because Akshay was such a pill at home this morning. I know he's never like that, but he was really annoying. Your parents are on you, and plus you don't even feel good. You kind of got allergies. So Lillian, if you'll go stand over here, and I want you to. Lillian has just. I want you to ask her to help you clean up because you're a cleanup champion. And Lillian, I want you to say no, but this time when you react, I want you to be really hard-hearted. In other words, I want you to be really annoyed at her, and she's bad. She's a bad friend, a bad cleanup person. She's bad, all right? So she's bad, all right? So ask her to do something, Lillian, and you just say, no, just kind of blow it off.
Can you please help me clean up? No, I just.
Oh my gosh, I'm so angry all day and I have allergies. You need to help me.
No, so what would you really say to her? Play it for real. These role plays are important. What would you, I mean, you're really annoyed with her, but she said that she's your friend, so play it for real.
I'm not having such a good day today. Can you please help me?
Is that being nice? What would you say if you really could tell her what you really want
I'll
to say?
think Nikita can.
I don't think
Okay, so thanks for trying. Who can actually be really annoyed?
Wow, Mason.
And I want you, Mason, come on up.
Jack,
Can I choose someone?
Sarah, you want to? Yeah, Mason, come on. So this is important. So when we do these role plays, you got to get in role. This is like Eloise playing a role. You got to be serious. Who do you want to pick that you both really like and can annoy?
I can do it.
Wait, Jack, okay.
Okay. So, Jack, you're good at these role plays, so come on.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's bad.
Jack would pick me.
So Jack, you're good at these role plays. So Jack, I want you to. Mason's going to ask you to do something. You say no now. Remember, the important words here are. This is a role play. This isn't for real. He's a bad guy. I mean, he's a bad friend. He's a bad eagle. He's bad. So I want you to really play that up. All right. So ask Jack to do something. And Jack, blow it off. Ignore him.
Jack, can you help me with math?
No, of course not.
Oh my gosh, Jack, you did it in the past. Why can't you just help me right now, dude? I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. I need your help. Just get over to my computer.
Play it for real, Mason. What would you really? You got this. Play it for real. Who can play it for real, Jack?
Okay.
Who do you want to pick?
Pick Claire.
You gotta play it for real. Hayes. Now, Hayes, can you do this for real?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is our last chance. This is for real, just like you
Well,
did
this
for real.
is true in real life. So.
Good, do it. Perfect.
Hey, please help me clean up. Don't just be laughing off in the bathroom. Hayes, I will personally ask you for as many Eagle Bucks as you can possibly have.
What?
Now listen to me, son. Clean up!
Jack, that's not for real. I want you to play.
Hard.
Garrett, do you want to play for real?
It's so hard.
Garrett.
Be hard-hearted.
Garrett.
So hard.
It's so hard
Jace?
to turn it back.
So guys, this is for real. For real. Be serious.
Can you help me out cleaning?
No, dude, I got stuff to do.
You said that last time and you just blew it off and just went over and played with your friends.
Well, I got stuff to do. I don't want to hang out with you.
Why not? We're friends. What's more important than cleaning up the classroom?
Life.
Everything. You're a bad friend. You're not helping. You're not helping this community.
Sir, you.
I cleaned. I did my math. I did everything.
No, I'm not. You are. What are you talking about?
Well, I saw you yesterday. You were talking to your buddies, just drawing on the wall.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you were.
You're a bad friend. What the heck?
Okay, have you ever heard an exchange like this? Okay, you guys did great. That's a great job. Hey, stay here.
Don't
We
cry.
want to try it a different way. So this time, try something slightly different. Remember how much you really care and like Moose, and you really hate. In fact, he's done something, stepped over a line. You've got to enforce it, but you hate to do it, but you have to do it. So he's done something that he tromped through class. I mean, he made a lot of noise, and he didn't mean to. You love him. This is something you don't want to do, but you're going to get 5 Eagle Bucks taken away, and the whole community's going to lose their trip somewhere if you let Deuce get away with it. So you're really sad, but you have to toe the line.
Deuce, I saw you stomping, and it's gonna help you learn. So please put an Eagle Buck in the box.
No, it wasn't. I was just like walking.
I saw you stomping, and I don't want this to affect the group.
And how do you feel? How do you feel about Deuce? What would you tell him?
I think you need to be more cautious when you step, and not try and make so much noise.
How do you feel about him as a friend?
Right now, not so much as a friend.
Really? So just because he stomped, he's not your friend anymore?
Well, he is. You still are my friend, but I just want to keep you online for next time.
Hey, Deuce, come up here. I just wanted so I can do one of two things here in Play Roll. I can say, because just because I'm mad at you, you're the worst student I've ever had. I've never had anybody that is such an idiot. You are an idiot. You're irresponsible. You're hopeless.
I second that.
Has anybody ever had anybody talk to you like this, a parent or a coach?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I could never see that coming from this.
Let me try it a different way. Deuce, I love you, man. You're a star. But you know what? Stars, you're not doing the things a star does. You're better than this. So as much as it pains me, I got to take an Eagle Buck because there's a lesson you've chosen to learn. And I've got to enforce the community standards. I love you. You're awesome. You're going to be awesome. It's just you can't be here if you won't live up to the community standards. I'll still love you, but you won't be here. We okay? We good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Champions are tough-minded without being hard-hearted. There's a difference between guilt and shame. What's the difference between guilt and shame? Does anybody know? How are guilt and shame different?
Shame is more by someone else shaming you for doing something bad, and guilt is more from you just doing something that makes you feel really bad.
So other people shame, you feel guilt. Creighton?
Yeah, kind of like what you just said. You feel shame from your friends, and your friends you'll feel guilty for getting shamed here.
Jack?
Well, actually, I thought we were trying to describe like what it meant to be tough-minded, and, like what the difference is.
So guilt and shame. Kinsey?
I think I agree with Creighton and Jacob. I think that guilt is something that you've done and you feel really bad about it, and shame is something you and maybe someone else have done, or someone is making you feel shame.
Making you feel shame. Sarah?
Well, for me, I kind of think being ashamed is like being embarrassed. So maybe you didn't do something wrong, just embarrassed about something. But guilt is when you actually did something wrong and feel bad.
So there's a big difference between shame and guilt. Guilt is you've done something bad. Deuce, I love you, you're a good person, but you told a lie. You're not the kind of person that normally tells lies. You did something bad, still love you. Shame is you're bad. You're a liar. Big difference between you told a lie and you're a liar. You're a liar, you're lazy. Hey, you're slacking off today, but you're a champion. Much different than you're a lazy bum. So if you're a champion, the reason I went through this, your goal is to be tough-minded without being hard-hearted. That means you say the bar's here. I love you. I know you can get over it. You got to put the bar, and you've got also need to support the person and encourage them. So if you want to sign up to be a champion, this is really important. Champion standards, there's two kinds of champions, and I'll show the roles over here. A cleanup champion or a communities champion. You can actually sign up for one of each of these. There's 7 or 8 roles in each. So you can sign up for 1 cleanup and 1 core skills, but no more than that. Cleanup roles, if you sign up for an area, and the areas are right here. I'm going to put this where everybody can see it. Boys bathroom, girls bathroom, trash, mops, etc. That means you take out the trash, but you make sure all the cleaning stuff is clean and put up. West floors and desks, that's this side. East floors and desks is that side. Kitchen, these are the only areas. Windows, we're only going to do once a week. They don't need to be done every day. So, if you're a cleanup champion, you sign up for these, and here's your job. You make sure your area is pristine. It's your job to help people through YouTubes or your own to figure out the best ways to do things, the best order, the best task. How do I mop? How do I clean? To make sure you have the materials. And if someone's not helping, you ask for an eagle buck. So you've got to recruit people to help you, but if people are just goofing off, they don't have to help you, they can help somebody else, but they're goofing off, you ask for an eagle buck. So if you sign up to either be the overall cleanup champion or one of these areas, the job you're taking on is, my area is going to be pristine, I'm going to help people learn, I'm going to learn how to do it better, and I'm going to hold people really accountable for eagle bucks. Anybody can ask for an eagle buck, but as a champion, you're signing up to this goal. Second type of champion, remember you can sign up for one of these and one of these, or none, up to you. If you want to be on the council, I suggest you sign up for at least one. If you want to be a leader around here, I suggest you sign up for at least one, but you don't have to. Core skills, projects, learning badges, and rules of engagement. So, you really only have, it's a pretty simple thing. You're in charge of evidence tickets. If there's an evidence tickets due, you just thumb through them and you look for the best ones. And the ones that you think are the best, you put up an example. Or you can even go outside for a really great example. But your job for the learning ticket, what's a great example we could all shoot for? Then you make a list and you say, how is the work quality? And I'm talking about this is just 2 seconds, you're thumbing through them. You guys can see, you're just reading through the evidence tickets. Which ones did people need to do a lot of work of high quality, or they did a lot of hard work? And all you're looking for is a list of the people that either did no work or didn't turn it in, they didn't work hard, and they didn't do good work. And you're going to make a list. Here's the 4 that did it, and we're just going to post the list. But it's your job in these areas, and the areas are math, reading, writing and journaling, PE, and for that one it's not evidence tickets, it's sportsmanship. Who can you praise for good sportsmanship? Project evidence tickets, and learning badges. And then the only other one is rules of engagement for each one of the 2 groups. If you're in charge of rules of engagement, you're really in charge of, for the Socratic process, helping people develop better Socratic process. And one more thing, from now on, at least until the council decides otherwise, if you're late to group, we're going to ask you to sit by yourself outside with nothing. You'll miss group, and you'll miss the next Mason break or Charlie break. We're not going to hold the whole group accountable, we're going to hold you accountable. So, if somebody's late, they go outside and sit, they miss group, and you miss the next. And now, council can change this when we get into counseling, but until now, we're not going to hold everybody accountable for push-ups. It's going to be you being late, because there's just no reason to be late. I mean, Sarah.
Well, I have a question about the math and the reading ones. What would you do if you signed up for one?
Great question. For math, we'll show you how to plot the con skills to see who's working hard. So we'll create the little graph we created for con that's really easy to teach. Whoever's in the math person, we'll show you how to make that graph, and you're just going to look for people who aren't getting many skills and aren't working many minutes and posting that list. I mean, so, and we'll give you, I mean, you're not going to be the bad person. It's just, look, who's the lowest person, who are the lowest group, and what you're going to say is, hey, need some help. Maybe I can get somebody to help you. Maybe I can, you're just going to encourage them. We're not trying to shame them. It's great. We love you. You don't seem to be working hard or well at math. What can we do to help? Because if you don't work hard or well at math long enough, you can't be here because your parents are going to pull you out. So for math, it's plotting that graph, and for reading, it's just putting up people's reading once a week, making sure they've printed out their Shelfari, and again, saying who's reading a lot, who's not. Who's apparently doing a lot of reading? Who hasn't set a new book? Who's been reading the same book for 6 months? Because we know they're not really reading the same book for 6 months. So it's like the evidence tickets are, it's not Shelfari, I'm sorry, it's Goodreads. For reading, and for math, it's con. So as we close, you can come up, and if there's a real fight over one of these, we can play rock, paper, scissors. But if you see one you really want, but I'd like for you to think really hard before you make this commitment, because champions are really going to be held accountable. This is like getting your name called for the Final Four or to be on Broadway. It's that kind of call, that this is something you're being called a champion, and you're really going to rise up and help the community, because we've got to get our standards up, and the guides aren't going to do it for you. You guys have to set the standards, and you have to run the classroom. So, let me give you a preview before we break of today. Silent core skills for from 9:10 until 10:10. Well, let's say 9:10 until 10:15. We'll circle up at 10:15 for journal sharing and a preview into the 6 traits and how we're going to do writing. Then we'll have not silent, but remember, we'll have serious core skills after that. I mean, so when we're not in silent core skills, you can collaborate, but it means you need to collaborate out of the silent areas, and you need to be very quiet, and you're still supposed to be working on core skills. So it's not like it's free time, it's different. We'll do that until noon. At 12:30, we'll circle up. We're going to work on launching the newest Heroes, talk about what a hero's journey is, and launch the newest Hero's Journey evidence ticket. And we'll discuss the Stephen Tomlinson 3 lessons you had at that time. And then we'll circle up again at middle of the afternoon, and we'll talk about the very last set of how we're going to go through the last student government. Get ready for building a learning community. We'll be done. Hey.
I have a question for the class. So for the journaling this afternoon at 10:15, can I use the evidence ticket on Monday? Because that is the journaling, so can I use that?
What is today?
Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to sign up as a champion, now's your chance to do something that matters for the group.
Charlie, sign up bathroom. Charlie, sign up bathroom. The bathroom is full. It's not loud.